Hello, 5 cards revealed for the Boomsday expansion. First up is Crystology, 2 mana paladin spell that draws 2 1-attack minions from your deck. This is a boring card on the surface, but actually really good. There are the good Paladin 1 and 2 drops, but you also have Tar Creeper, Upgradable Framebot, Bolvar, and Linessa. Drawing 2 cards for 2 mana is a good deal, and the pool of 1-attack minions for Paladin seems good and big enough to run Crystology in your deck. I think we'll see this in a Paladin deck this expansion, it's just that good. Next up is BoomMaster Flark, great name, 7 mana 5/5 Hunter Legendary with the Battlecry, summon 4 0/2 Goblin Bombs. And Goblin Bomb is another new card, 0/2 mech with the Deathrattle, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Now, I've been asked to make an official ruling on whether or not Goblin Bombs should be considered an egg, and I have to say, no, because their flavor has an emphasis on exploding instead of hatching some sort of reward. I make the egg rules. But I still have open arms to BoomMaster Flark because it has some interesting implications. The 7 mana 5/5 body isn't great, but filling your board with 4 other mechs that deal a Ragnaros charge to face has its advantages. Something I've learned about eggs, playing Hunter and Warlock egg decks, is that opponents don't mess with them. And this gives you time to set up carnivorous cube turns and get a bunch of value off the minions. Now look at these Goblin Bombs, 0/2 mechs that your opponent doesn't want to mess with. This card gives Hunter a board of mechs that they can magnetize and deal instant stat damage because Goblin Bombs have not yet attacked in that turn. The Deathrattle damage is nice for discouraging opponents from killing the mechs, but the real advantage is having mechs readily available out on the board. If Hunter can get powerful magnetic cards, BoomMaster Flark will be a great source of mechs to take advantage of the magnetic ability. Next up is Eternium Rover, 1 mana 1/3 warrior mech that whenever it takes damage, your hero gains 2 armor. So you could compare this to Armor Smith, but I think the key to this card is that it's a mech. Where Armor Smith grants you a lot of armor when you have a ton of friendly minions on the board and you use a whirlwind effect, Rover only gains you armor when it takes damage. This means in the early game, while it isn't the best minion to contest aggro, if it can survive the early board scuffle, magnetizing another mech to Rover makes it a better minion to contest on the board, and will likely take more hits and grant you more armor. This could be a big boost to anti-aggro for a warrior mech deck. As of now, warrior doesn't have any access to any cheap magnetic mechs. If they can get even a 3-cost one, then I think Eternium Rover has a good chance at helping a mech warrior combat aggro issues. And last up is Mechanical Whelp, 6 mana 2/2 mech with the Deathrattle, summon a 7/7 Mechanical Dragon. On its own, the 6 mana for 9/9 stats sounds good, but it's a slow minion and you run the risk of it getting silenced. What I really like about the card design is that it's a neutral card that could be applied to a lot of different decks. This is a powerful Deathrattle for a Hunter who can spawn a 7/7 right away for just 1 more mana and maybe use these 2 mechs in other ways. Priest's new legendary spell could definitely use this powerful Deathrattle. You can recruit this with Oakheart. You can play this with Reckless Experimenter and a cube. I keep on thinking of different ideas. Mechanical Whelp is a super versatile card with its stats and Deathrattle, so I'd expect to find its way into at least one deck next expansion. Well, that is all of the cards for now. I'll be back tomorrow morning with 3 more. Comb your hair, and until tomorrow, ta-ta.